Hello, I'm Chloe Kruger. I graduated Alta Aurelia in 2020, so just 3 years ago. I went to Iowa Central Community College, so that would be a 2 year, and I chose this college somewhat for money reasons because 2 years tend to be a lot cheaper than 4 years, and because they had the program I wanted. How far this it's in Fort Dodge, so it's about hour 15 minutes depending on how fast you drive. Highway 20 really can get you there fast. I went to school to be an MLT, so that's a medical laboratory technician, which is a 2 year degree. So I graduated last year and now work full-time at BVRMC in Storm Lake. My living situation at Iowa Central, they offer a lot of different styles. If you live in the towers, you might be a 1 or 2 person room, but I thankfully was in the honors dorms with my high school GPA and my GPA my first year of college as well. So I lived with 4 other roommates. We had a 5 person room, and it included like 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, a living room and a kitchen, and a little dining room. And it came pretty much furnished. You could bring extra couches and stuff if you wanted to, but I mean, we did, but you didn't have to. It came with a couch, a dining room table, anything you'd really need. What was my favorite thing about college would definitely be my roommates. Not gonna lie, first year I wanted to drop out. My roommates and I did not get along. I kind of had one of those horror roommate stories that you hear about. I kind of told the college that if I didn't get a new room placement, because that semester you could change, but I did go to college year of 2020, so COVID, so it was hard to change, that I would just be doing school online because like my roommates were stealing my stuff and just kind of all that. But thankfully I got moved into who's my best friend now, Abby. I roomed with her the rest of that year, and then the next year. Definitely making the lifelong friendships that you hear about would be my favorite part. A challenge that I faced at college would definitely be my first year roommates. It was hard just having 2 of them steal my stuff, and another one was blind, which, don't get me wrong, it's not like she could control that, but just the way she came across was kind of hard. I feel like I was always willing to help, and she just kind of had an attitude towards me. So I feel like that was definitely my biggest challenge. It wasn't so much school, but just being able to adapt to other people's living styles, since I was living with 4 other people. If I could change one thing about college, what would it be? Honestly, I wouldn't change it. Like, don't get me wrong, the living situation my first year, like I mentioned, was hard, but I don't think I would necessarily change it. It allowed me to adapt to other people, different living styles. I had a roommate that came from South Africa, so I got to see her different like styles and the food she ate. And for people who know me, I'm really picky, so it was nice to try to expand what I'm used to. We come small town Alta, Iowa, and seeing all the different cultures and everything, I don't think I would change it. It was hard, but it helped me become a better person in the long run. What do I do for my career? As I mentioned, I graduated with an MLT, so medical laboratory technician. I'm your favorite people in the hospital. I get to draw your blood and then run all the tests. I actually wanted to be a nurse until I took Mr. Weber's chemistry classes in high school. I fell in love with chemistry and science, so I wanted to go the lab portion instead of like the bedside care. So I chose to go that route, and Iowa Central allowed me to complete that in 2 years. They do actually allow you to complete it in 3 if you need a little extra time. If school isn't your most, fun thing, best thing to do, you can do it and drag it out a little longer to help you, because the classes are difficult. They're all science-based, so if you're not a science person, that would definitely be an option that you could look into if you do decide to go the route I went. And I do plan on hopefully going back online at Iowa Central. They do offer like last dollar scholarship programs, so I actually got paid to go to school, so that was very nice. I was a tutor on campus too, so the school paid me to be a tutor, and then they also paid me just with all the scholarships and everything I had going in. I know FAFSA probably means nothing to you guys right now, but with all of that, they actually wrote me a check, so that was a very big thing. Especially you hear about all the college debt, and when you get a job you have 6 months to start paying it off, which is really nice because right now I'm working full-time job at age 21 and it's all profit to me because I don't have loans and debt to pay off, so that's very nice. But I do plan to go back and get my bachelor's because Iowa Central offers associates, so that's a 2-year, bachelor's 4-year. So I plan to get a bachelor's to be a medical laboratory scientist instead of technician, and then hopefully to get a master's in healthcare administration or education. And then what advice I would give to you guys as a middle school student would be take the harder classes in high school. Being a tutor at Iowa Central, it was very eye-opening. A lot of people really, you can see, like, didn't set themselves up for success, if that makes sense. So a lot of people will shy away from, the math, the science. I would say to really gear yourself towards the core classes because those will carry on to almost any school, whether or not you choose 2 or 4, or like my sister's at LaJames, that's a trade school for, esthetician, cosmetology. Those core classes you really use, whether you think you will or not. Like, you use math every day and you use science. So really just, it's not always fun, but take the harder classes in high school because they will set you up for success. And make sure you keep all your options open. Going into high school, I was always set on going to a 4-year. I graduated with a 4.0, top of my class, and I felt like I got shamed because I chose a 2-year instead of a 4-year. A lot of people made me feel like I was taking the easy route. When I actually got to Iowa Central, they were a lot more like geared towards like, you are here to learn, and it's not necessarily the easy route. And I did it all for free. So I know money's not a problem for everyone, and when it comes to college, everyone usually makes it work. So I would just say to keep your options open, because it wasn't until my senior year, 2nd semester, that I decided to switch over from Morningside, where I would have thousands of dollars of debt, to Iowa Central, where I graduated debt-free. So as you move forward, take those harder classes. Don't forget to have fun, but really keep your options open because it can really do a lot for you in the future.